Today we're going to create some background prints using my medical exam paper. Let's see how this goes. I'm back to creating some backgrounds for this upcoming collage I have going. I'm going to be using the colors that are part of the collage and just trying to create some backgrounds that I can use just as a starting point. So that's what we're up to today. And we're kind of experimenting to see how well I can pull some of these prints with my medical exam paper. Charm of the medical exam paper is that uh, it can be used to make a transparent. The paper will disappear after we fix it to the canvas. This is my blue side of my the palette for this. I'm going to explain the colors a little bit later, so hang on to that. But everything that I use in this video will be shown down in the description, including where I purchased my exam paper, and my gel plates and all the supplies you see. All I'm trying to do here is just brayer it down, get a nice starting point. And I don't care that it didn't all come up. This is the first layer. The point with this is to create as many layers as I can to create that depth that I'm looking for. And I really kind of want that modeled look. It's looking better. I'd like to get some more of that blue off, so I'm going to do this a little bit more. This is my cobalt teal. It's transparent color. This is the third layer that we put down now. This is now starting to take shape. You can see that it has a lot of depth there, a lot of texture. And that's what I'm looking for. Just see me using there. That's the primary blue that I used for another painting not too long ago with my Gelli art paints, and I'm finding because of the pour medium, it makes them actually nicely transparent. So it took an opaque paint and turned it into a semi. The color you saw me put down last was Prussian blue. Some more cobalt teal, some more turquoise, and the primary blue. Now I'm trying to get that. I'm not trying to really blend so much as I'm trying to get that very modeled look in the background. Because again, these are not focal points. I'm not going to use the entire paper. I'm just going to use bits and pieces of it. This is primary yellow. It is a transparent color. And again, I used that same that pot of paint that I used for that painting I talked about earlier. It's a great way to use your paints that are on your sitting around in the art room. It's one of the best things that I love about the gel plate is you can use pretty much anything that you can think of on the plate. It's a good first pull for the yellow side. And I don't mind the blue being in there because it gives me kind of a nice green. I'm going to add some of the blue. I'd really intended to go just a strictly yellow print here. But by adding these colors on top of it, the yellow just becomes a feature. Because the yellow is on the bottom. You can see it. You can see the yellow, but it's not the predominant color now. Okay, I'm gonna go over the top of this one, I think, again. That's going to turn specifically just a teal blue. But that green does play or the yellow does play a role in this. Very useful. That color scheme is going to be very useful for this piece. Now this is my my violet red. Looks like it looks like magenta there, and it's actually just a deeper shade of the magenta. And you're going to see that here in a minute because I pulled some up. I don't mind that blue and teal around the outside of it. I can use that. But for the most part, it is a pull of that solid color. Okay. This is just going to be yellow. This is a combination of my primary yellow, and I added some lemon yellow by Arteza. After I got done, I was like, let's pull up some yellow ochre and see if I can get that to work for us. And I think the yellow ochre does add a little bit of depth. And because of the color of the paint, it almost looks like a gold without the shimmer. So it works for me. I don't mind the fact that there's lots of yellow left on the plate. Do another run of the same colors. Took it from the other side because I noticed my paint was pulling up. As I paint, the paper was starting to leave some of the paper behind. So go from the other direction. A lot of times it will solve that problem, and it did. Okay, I didn't have enough orange. I need some orange. So I started to make a mix on the plate and stretch this out. Got the color I wanted, stretched it out, and while I was pulling the paper out, I actually caused a problem. So you didn't get to see the pull of this one. Let's take a look at all of the paintings we've done so far today. Okay. That's it for today. I want to take a second and just go over what I accomplished today. Before I do, I want to just talk about the colors again. My colors that I used today on the yellow side, on the cool side, and on the warm side. how are they? In the middle. So I had primary yellow, which is transparent. I have primary can, which is blue, it is opaque. And what was the other one? I started out with the this is red violet, and that's what I used with the previous video. I added some colors to it today. With the previous videos, I still had the cobalt teal, which you can see by half. That means that it's semi-opaque or semi-transparent, and the phthalo turquoise, which is transparent. Over on the yellow side, well, let's do the magentas. The red violet, I added actually quinacridone magenta to that. They're very, I mean, it's just a change in value. It just gave me a little bit of depth, and that's the reason I wanted it. And they are both the red, the permanent red violet is transparent, whereas the magenta is semi-transparent. So I got a little bit of play with there. And over on the primary yellow, I already talked about that being transparent. The lemon yellow, which is just a brighter version, just a little, there's a value difference there, and it's semi-transparent. And finally, we got the yellow ochre, which I added, and that is opaque. So we've got a lot of transparency things that I can play with here. So put those aside. Okay, on the yellow side of things, you didn't see this on the camera. Frankly, I had a malfunction. This is just flat. This is just flat yellow. So it looks. On the back side of it, I had put on top of that, after I did the first one, I made another layer with some ochre on top of it, the yellow ochre on top of it, which gave it that gold shimmer. You can see under that, well, it's not shimmer, but that depth there. And I kind of like that. That's going to be very useful. I didn't have enough orange, so I said, okay, let's throw together some of the quinacridone magenta and the yellow until I got this beautiful color model. And it's modeled. I like the fact that it's not a solid color. It's just kind of, I have lots of things I can pull from that. And this was from the first one. You saw me do this one. It actually has quite a few different colors on there. You can see on the back side that the magenta is there. And some of the original colors that were still on the plate came through. So this is also a very useful color, can go on either one of the zones. Okay, now on the magenta side. Start with one first. Well, the magenta side, I had done two of these. Let me pull up the other one. The first one I did, actually close to the end of what I did. And this was a pull off to be able to get all the paint off the inside. That's actually flipped around, but you got all the colors here. On the outside, you have the blues and the greens and the teals, and it's very useful. On the outside, you can see it. There's some yellow in there, and then the magenta and the violet. So that was a good start. And I said, okay, I'm going to need some more. So we have the violet and the blues that are poking through in places. So that's going to be useful. This one's more, I did this one afterwards to get a little bit more of a solid color. And I like this because it had some hydrophobic things that happen here with it beat it off, and I kind of like that. This is all of the colors. All of the colors. This is my yellows there, the magenta and the violet, the blue, the teal, the turquoise. It's all there. The only thing that's not there is the yellow ochre, and that's fine. So that's very nice. Brings us into the cool. The teal, the blue, and I had at 1.2, I didn't talk about that. I'd also had some Prussian blue at the very beginning, and that's a transparent color. So nice. I'm going to be able to use that. Another one, a little bit more modeled, has the teals and the blues, and it has actually, it's hard to see it, but there's some yellow that's in here too, so I like that. The blues, it has more of the primary, and the teals and the turquoise has just a straight shot, so that's going to be useful. And find the last one. This is the
the one I showed you with the yellow. This is the one just before it. This has the turquoise, the teal, the blue, and a little bit of the yellow that I put on after the fact. So that's it. It's been a really extremely productive day. I'm very happy with all that I was able to do today, and I'm hoping that you got something out of this. This is for an upcoming. These are all for an upcoming collage that I'm going to be doing, and I talked about last time. But it's getting kind of excited to get this finally down on the canvas and start pulling it all together for you all to see. It'll probably be a couple weeks before you actually see it. So I want to thank you very much for being here. If you could do so, if you found this useful, and I would really appreciate it if you'd share it with your friends, leave a like and possibly comment, and of course subscribe if you haven't already done so. I am really very excited about where this is going, and I'm hoping that you'll follow me along to see how it develops. And I guess that's it for me for today. Until next time, bye for now.